Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia, and welcome back to our subscriber game tournament as we continue with match 3 of round 3 featuring our number 7 seeded player, Storm's End, in the green, facing off against the number 2 seeded player, SovietBear, in the red. And once again, our higher seed here has decided to pick the higher ground. But if yesterday's match was any indication, picking the higher ground for deployment might not guarantee you the higher ground in the match, as the enemy can always guerrilla deploy behind you. Now, before we jump into the game to see if that's indeed the case, let's first take a look at both players' drafts. And starting off with Storm End in the green, we have Lü Bu, Diao Chan, and Liu Zhang. This is a very interesting composition because all three of these generals have Immobilize. Lü Bu's Immobilize can only be activated while he's in melee, and it only works against enemy units. Diao Chan's Immobilize can be used anytime, and within her range, for one use only, she will freeze everyone and also reduce their armor and melee evasion. And then finally, Liu Zhang's Immobilize is very similar to Diao Chan. It doesn't have any sort of restriction, but it does apply to both allies and enemies, so everyone will be frozen in place. And instead of reducing enemy stats, it actually gives everyone that's been immobilized extra damage resistance. So there can be some very interesting usage of his Truth ability, as you can use it on your own units before the enemy collides into your front line, and you end up giving them free damage resistance, but they just can't move. It's very interesting, and we'll see how this is used in this battle here. And in terms of units, we have 4 C-down cavalry, all ranked up to tier 2. We have 3 crossbow units, plus 1 mounted crossbow unit for Diao Chan. And finally, 6 Dongzhou Bing, which is a hybrid sort of spear guard crossed with an archer unit. Now, overall, it's a very balanced army with a good amount of range. Actually, we can consider this a pretty heavy range composition because of the Dongzhou Bing, and it still has the mobility from the C-down cavalry. Then looking at the red side, we have SovietBear, who is bringing Huang Fusong, He Man, and Zhou Yu. So in terms of vision, there is going to be a vision advantage for SovietBear because he's the only one with any sort of foresight here, as he has picked Zhou Yu. In terms of unit choices, we have 4 Imperial Lancer Cavalry. These are very, very strong top-end Imperial units, and they're very powerful in the battle. Then we have 2 Unbreakable Defender of Empire as a frontline option. These are very heavily armored for a Spearguard unit, and their cost is quite efficient for what they bring. Most Spearguard units have low damage, that's something that you just have to accept, but for these units, they at least have very high armor for their price. Then under He Man's control, we have 3 units of the Herald, the Yellow Turban Herald units. These are unbreakable units. They don't have too much damage, but it's not too low either, and their main use is they're unbreakable. They can hold positions really well, and they're all buffed by 1 Chanter unit, which can grant nearby units, I believe, 10 points of armor and 10% damage boost. So that's going to be quite useful for everyone in this army. And then on Zhou Yu, we have a lot of guard passive. We have 3 Tiger Guards, 1 Handmaid Guard, and 2 crossbow units for range. I actually think maybe there's too many guard passive. They don't stack. You don't need 4 copies, especially since Tiger Guards are quite expensive for what they are worth in terms of their melee combat capabilities. So perhaps changing this up a bit and just going with a Handmaid Guard for the cavalry that can actually trail behind the officers might be a better choice. But overall, it's still a fairly balanced army with 5 frontline spear units that can all use formations, 2 range, 1 melee cav to boost the generals, 4 very powerful high-end shot cavalry, and a decent amount of melee infantry to counter enemy infantry with unbreakable trait, quite a few unbreakable units, and a lot of unit buff from the Chanter as well. The generals are also very specialized. We have the vision provided by an unbreakable Zhou Yu, and then He Man and Huang Fuzong clearly both have hail of arrows. So if used properly, they can shred up the Dongzhou Bing on the front line if the Dongzhou Bing is not careful with their placement, because if they are kind of just clumped together, those health arrows, 8 uses total between the two of them, can be very devastating. And aside from that, He Man is also quite a capable duelist with his other ability as well, which we will take a look at once we do jump into game. So let's go ahead and enter battle. Alrighty, so as we come into game, we are going to pause it and put it in tactical view just to see if anyone has guerrilla deployed. And what we see is that both sides decide to stay where they are initially set up. So no crazy guerrilla deployment. And we can zoom in to take a look at both sides individually as we can't really see much with the fog. Looking at the generals, tier 3, tier 3, tier 3, no surprises there. And the units are placed pretty evenly. We have the range in the back, the Dongzhou being in the front, spaced out so they don't get hit with any big abilities like hail of arrows. We have the cavalry kind of split on both flanks, and we have one range cavalry going out ahead to scout and harass. Not a bad setup. Then looking at SovietBear in the red, he has taken his position on top of the hill. He has the vision advantage because he has Zhouyu, whereas the enemy does not have any foresight. So the fact that his cavalry are here hidden in the forest, they basically have no way of knowing that this unit is here. And this is a devastating group. We have Imperial Lancer Cavalry with insane stats. This is pretty much as good as good a stat you're going to get on cavalry units in the game. Super high charge, super high morale, super high damage, and armor and evasion are top end as well, led by He Man here with one handmade guard to kind of present him with 25%. The guard bonus as a general, he has some decent abilities, surprise attack, he could even give them stock as they leave the forest, so there's a lot of potential for sneak attack here against Storm N's army, who doesn't have any sort of vision abilities. So it's interesting to see if he actually puts this to good use. Damage wise, Binding Fury is not that efficient at killing units, but you have hail of arrows, so perhaps get invisible, line yourself up, shoot a very nice hail of arrows, have the cavalry also go invisible and cover you. Naturally, He Man has very high melee evasion, so he's going to have to just watch out for abilities from Diao Chan, which will erase that. But aside from that, he should be fine. The other two generals here, Zhouyi's tier 3 and Hong Fuzhong's tier 3, so no surprises there. It's an interesting setup actually. He's prepared for guerrilla deployment. He has both a front line and a back line, and he has put his two range units in the middle here. Yellow Sky Heralds, as we mentioned, quite powerful just because they're unbreakable. Their damage are not bad, and especially since he has a Chanter unit, the Chant will give his unit 10% extra damage, and most importantly, 10% armor. That's the best boost from the Chanter, and this is one unit that you should probably protect. You should probably put him along the range units. It does have actually quite high morale for the cost of the unit. It's very, very cheap in multiplayer, so it's always a good idea if you have yellow turbans to bring one Chanter along just to give your entire army 10% extra armor as long as they're close to this unit. Not to mention the 10% damage as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how this battle plays out. It's actually quite a long one, so I'm excited. I've been preaching patience, and perhaps we'll actually see some of that, especially given the range disparity between the two. I mean vision. Range is pretty much the same. Vision disparity is the key here. So we have a small movement. He's realizing there is no chance of guerrilla deployment as he can see most of these units. So he's shifting his frontline units to the front, protecting his melee infantry now. Those are quite the more vulnerable units. And for Storm N, he is shifting his cavalry and his entire position to the right, his right. And the harassment has started. Now, you don't need to panic when you get shot by cavalry. Just realize there's only 30 of them. The damage is never going to amount to that much. They have high ammo to make up the fact there's only 30. The turtle is a good play, but even before turtle, as you can see, no damage, and he's still shooting at turtle. You have to realize we have set the game on normal difficulty. There's a reason for this. For multiplayer, where both players are human, it doesn't change any hidden stats for either side, but it does change unit behavior, and they will auto-target turtle units or units with over 100% range block chance, so you have to micro them to prevent them from wasting ammo on units that have turtle formation here. But he pulled away. Essentially, if you look at ammo situation like this, you can think of this, let's say 52, easy division into 4. It's only about 13 ammo on the crossbow unit. So the maximum damage this unit can inflict if every single arrow hit is pretty much half of what the crossbow unit can do. So you don't really need to worry if they hit you a couple times. So they're now advancing toward this hidden cavalry position. They're trying to flank. But what they don't know is if he comes any closer, he will get destroyed. He's getting pelted by crossbow shots right now. He's losing units fast. I'm actually super curious to see how patient SovietBear is going to be with this unit here. I mean, he's essentially gambling that the enemy will run a unit over. I mean, he sees it, but he's gambling that they will do that before the front line sort of crash into here. So we're basically getting a readjustment of the fronts, which is good for Stormman. He's kind of erasing the elevation advantage by climbing the hill right now without getting shot, and they will be fighting sort of on even grounds at that point. And SovietBear is not making any attempt to use his generals to go harass. And it's also curious to see what Stormman's thinking, because clearly there's one general missing. Could that general be a Yan Baihu, for example? He has no way of knowing. And that could be a scary thing. Because then he can be anywhere, you know, shooting that poison volley out at you. He is maintaining a pretty wide front, so it's good in terms of like finding units. And all these moves like this, completely no. I mean, for Stormman, he would know. Oh, he's activated the stock. He's going to shift them out of the forest. He's trying to hunt down these. So he got 60 seconds actually of stock. And they're in the forest. I guess he was worried that maybe some patch of the forest might be a little bit bare and he could just give his position away if he didn't use that. So he's going for the poison, the hail of arrows, and they're going to hunt down these units. Now, perhaps the handmade guard doesn't need to be there. This is risky. He's giving his position away. Let's see how good this shot is. Pretty good. Oh, he used it. So the problem with truth here, or ceasefire, that's what it's called, is no one else can move. So Lu Bu got hit too. Who's gonna kill him? Meanwhile, the cavalry is devastated. Xiliang Cav is absolutely devastated. There's no chance. Their stats are just way weaker. Equally damaging, but the armor stats, night and day. And they got charged on, right? They got... So He Man should be able to move in about 30 seconds. Like, you can't dismount him. Perhaps the best thing you can do is like set up a square around him, so when he wants to leave, he might get dismounted. But right now, like, he can fight back. Just basically, he has 50% damage resistance too. So you're not really going to do much. I wonder if he's going to use Deltran right after and have Lu Bu clean him up. That would be an interesting idea here. Ooh, if the cavalry come and gets hit by the seas... Oh, let's see if Deltran's going to use it. Or not? Oh, they're getting charged. Oh, she used it. She used it. She froze the general. It doesn't freeze the units. It's opposite Lu Bu, basically. Lu Bu needs to go. This is Lu Bu's chance. Lu Bu can freeze the units, and He Man is stuck already. So Lu Bu needs to start hitting He Man. Should dismount. 15 seconds is gone. Yeah, Deltran's ability is done. He's freezing the units, so at least the cavalry is in trouble. This is a very interesting immobilized composition. Now the problem here becomes, you know, her ability is one use only. Ceasefire, I believe, have a super... I mean, it's a 120 second cooldown, I guess. It's not super long. This is short. This is only 60 seconds. I wonder if He Man's gonna come try and shoot a hail of arrows at this right here. Because even though the cavalry is pretty dead, he still has a good opportunity. The harassment's still starting. Wonder if he can get a good spot for a shot. Maybe not. Yeah, getting swarmed. And the one cavalry that routed was the handmade guard. And now, okay. So those immobilized did work. They got the cavalry. Oh, he got that shot off. Racking up the kills. And just kite away. The cavalry actually has Delchan surrounded here. It hurts. These are powerful cavalry. Delchan is routing right now. The spear units pulled away, leaving these cavalry. If the cavalry just stay on the cavalry, I think they can win this. Don't chase Delchan anymore. Just have one unit chase her at most. And Imperial units are strong when they're together. So if it's down to one Imperial unit, then they will become a lot weaker. I don't understand why Huang Fuzong can't help. There's no purpose that he's there. Okay, so he's once again frozen everyone. This time Lu Bu's not frozen. So let's see if the 50% damage resistance actually matter here. So ceasefire has been activated again. Oh, he dismounted. I wonder if you can dismount when you're immobilized. I think you can. I think that was his attempt at using Binding Fury. Trying to use a bow? Oh, he's trying to get a Hail of Arrow out before he dies. Okay. Yeah, ceasefire lasts a long time. 60 seconds, you're not going to get out of it. Lu Bu has enough damage, even at 50% damage resistance. It was a slight misplay early on, whereas if you use this early enough in the first go where Lu Bu didn't get frozen in place, then He Man would have died cleanly. This is interesting. So Delchan is gone for Storm End here in the green. He lost 2 of his cavalry. Everyone else is still alive, a bit damaged. Lu Bu is fine. Liu Zhang took a bit of damage. And looking at SovietBear, he still has 2 cavalry. They're barely alive. They can probably do a little harassment on the range if they get a clean rear flank. But aside from that, they're pretty much done. He's now filtering Huang Fuzong and creeping the units up. I think he's just going to try it again. Ceasefire on cooldown. Trap the general. Lu Bu go in and clean up. He's trying to get a long range for safety. Right, he's just trying to get some damage on there. I don't think it's worth it. Look how many kills you got. Lu Bu needs to not run in. Lu Bu needs to be out over here so that he can actually use ceasefire. Don't be scared of these 2 cavalry. They can't do anything. People can just use Dragon's Gaze and they're dead. This is a missed opportunity. Huang Fuzong could have been killed. Alright, the crossbow's setting up. So they're meeting in this forest here. I mean, the unit advantage clearly is still on SovietBear's side. But the problem here is Lu Bu can slowly grind off those units if he wants to. Whoa, a charge. Oh, crossbow, trying to use the range, right? Because if you're hiding your crossbow behind your front line, the problem is Tiger Guard can just turtle, and then you can't do anything. So this is not, I don't know if this is the right play. And since Zhou Yu's still alive, they see everything, so you can't really hide in the forest either. Lu Bu needs to stand here. Liu Zhang just goes up, use ceasefire, and then Lu Bu runs here 60 seconds, kill the general, rinse and repeat, kill Zhou Yu. If any unit come chase, Lu Bu uses Dragon Gaze. This is actually a pretty sick comp. Okay, it's gonna happen. Okay, turn around, perfect. Dismount and kill Huang Fuzong. If Huang Fuzong can pull off a in the face Hail of Arrow into Lu Bu, that would be crazy. Dismount. Yeah, you got time. 40 seconds. 8 more seconds on admin resolve. Oh, in the face to Liu Zhang. He got him. Wow, what a trade. I mean, Huang Fuzong's pretty much dead. But this is crazy. I think the better combo here is not Delchan. It's any general that can shut down abilities and have Wisdom River. Like Guo Jia, for example, would have been the perfect 3 combo. Liu Zhang freezes, Guo Jia takes out your armor and melee evasion. Liu Bu comes in, clean up. Any unit comes to disrupt us, we use Dragon's Gaze. Like, these cavalries can't do much. Liu Bu gives scare. Just fight Dragon Gaze on them and just slam. Don't be scared. They can't kill you. It's not enough damage here. You can kill them. Yes. Okay, he's chasing them. Be aggressive. Dragon Gaze and slam. They're dead. Oh, they're just letting the archers do it, I guess. I don't know. Maybe just clean them up right here. No need to commit this many units. Alright, Liu Bu should just be poking now. He should just, like, kite in, take out the crossbow units. Units should all wait. No one should move up. Right, they're dead. You don't need to move this up. Liu Bu has absolute free reign on the battlefield right now. Wait for cooldowns. Go slam the crossbow. Don't let them do free damage. Okay, what's the plan here? Formation. No, don't get dismounted. So close. Just go after. I mean, just go after Zhou Yu even. Just right-click him. Who is he chasing? You can't hide. Zhou Yu sees you. Crossbow. Easiest unit to get out of. Alright, Wisdom River. It doesn't matter. Dragon Gaze. I don't agree with this. You're trying to kill an unbreakable unit. That's just wasting your time. Take out the crossbow. They will break. Less things damaging your units. And he just traded health killing, yeah, sure, you killed 55, but the other 65 is going to stand there and keep fighting. Right-click Zhou Yu. He can't beat you. Why is Liu Bu playing so scared? There's Zero's threat, and you can charge these in, I guess. Like, this is just taking damage. Why? Why is he? I don't understand this. What's the point of running farther? You're just tiring yourself out. And okay, that's a great charge. That's a very questionable charge. Like, don't charge. He can't kill them in fast enough. See, this is instant. Just charge. Both of them charge this. Both of them charge this and get out. All right, Liu Bu's back. Once again, going for unbreakable units. I think he's going to end up wasting Liu Bu's health on unbreakable units. I'm not sure this cycle charging is working. Morale is a big concern. There's so many unbreakable units on this side. I don't know why. He's still getting shot by crossbow, by the way. It doesn't hurt, but like... Yeah, I don't know. Zhou Yu has no, Stifling Deluge. You can use all your abilities around him. I don't see why you have to trade ammo against a crossbow unit. This is such an easy kill. These are not in formation, but they're at least facing the right way. These are in shield wall. Liu Bu can just side charge this and slam. This unit gone. There's no morale in this thing. Why? I don't understand this command. What is this command? Or just go kill Zhou Yu. That's not hard either. They have no cavalry. They can't keep up with the speed. Just run into Zhou Yu. Right click Zhou Yu. What? Why run away? I'm so lost. For range units, if you're out of ammo, you lose a lot of morale. I mean, but their purpose has been served. They shot all their arrows. It's fine. I just don't know why. Like, you're wasting so much ammo that should be shooting these units who don't have shields and are unbreakable. These units that are not unbreakable, he just charges in one slam. It's over. And he stopped. Why are you running? Who is hurting you? Okay. Well, once again going for unbreakable units. I think it's a waste of... wasting his health. You're not actually reducing enemy... like, should just be slamming... one slam. This unit's gone. This unit's gonna rout. And then the ammo, the arrows should shoot the unbreakable units because you actually need to do damage on them. Liu Bu, you know, I don't know. I mean, that was a free charge. It's fine. He's gone impetuous, basically. Just gonna attack whatever's close, out of control. Yellow turbo units can do that. Right, the turtle, they're just eating the arrows. Nothing's happened to these units. They have not lost a single unit. These arrows are all wasted. Should be shooting these guys. Turtle formation. This is when you can dismount, get in here, slam. 90% of these units will die in one slam. Instead of trying to grind your health against these guys, you have to kill individually. I mean, I still really favor Liu Bu, right? Because there's nothing that can stop him, but still, it's just unnecessary. None of the arrows are doing damage. Maybe we lost another 3k health. They did kill all the unbreakables though, so that's good. 6 more here. I mean, Zhou Yu's got a shot now. 40k versus 8k. And there's also 2 more Defender of Empire too. If Zhou Yu can use... I mean, back to... yeah, all these arrows are wasted. If Zhou Yu can use the Wisdom River correctly and hit him just 3 times, run Zhou Yu by the formation. Just run him this way so that... okay, oh, he pulls away again. So I guess that's not gonna happen. And there's still Tiger Guard, so there's still 25% damage resistance. I actually don't know who will win this duel. Stop shooting turtle formation. Okay, Dongzhou Bing's going for it. Dongzhou Bing has pretty poor stats. They pretty much have the same offensive power, but I would favor the defensive power, especially Defender of Empire. Much more defensive power, and also unbreakable. Liu Bu needs to be slamming these guys now, or else who's going to take care of them? Alright, the Wisdom River's been used. Charge, charge. This is your opening. Or not. Alright, here comes Liu Bu. What he should have done a long time ago. Slam. Just slam. Alright, debuffed. Lubu 8.4k. He wasted the slam now because he already killed it. But he's waiting for cooldown. I'm okay with that. You know, you're gonna wait for cooldown before you go keep attacking. But the units don't need to be here. Like, his units are gonna lose. Right? You can just wait for cooldown. He can't charge his unit into you. Like, the whole setup should have been defensive Dongzhuobing, defensive crossbow, no one fire well. Lu Bu charge in, do a slam, charge out. If they dare to charge forward or charge a Lu Bu, turn on fire well, shoot them. If they don't move, then you just wait for cooldowns, slam each one individually until you win. Frontal charge? Really? Dismounted? No. Is Lu Bu gonna lose this? Joey doesn't have his Wisdom River yet. It's a longer cooldown. But I don't know. The unbreakable units are here. Lu Bu's at 6.4k now. He's lost a bit more health on that charge. Charge reflected his own damage because he frontal charged the unit. I don't know. But okay, so he's now, he still has a slam. He didn't use it on that unit over there. These are unbreakable. Lu Bu's in here. Joe, you should give it a shot. Just hit him. Wisdom River if he has it. Okay, he hit him. 4.2. He still has a Tiger Guard giving him a buff. Just charge. He doesn't have a mount. He can never catch him. Charge, 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 charge. Oh, he's not charging at Joe. He's charging at the unit. Wisdom River. Joey's hunting him. 4.1. The tree actually blocked him. The tree actually saved him. Alright, Joey's running around killing units. Lu Bu's chasing after still units. So once it breaks into melee, I mean, there's still range units, so I can understand a turtle. But if it does get into just melee, turtle's not good. This is the last Tiger Guard. He probably wants to keep it alive. Lu Bu's coming, Lu Bu's coming. Joey respawn. Joey has 33k. Lu Bu has 3.7. If I'm Joey, I will just take the gamble. Right, nice hit. 2.7. 2.6. The guard's still active. As long as the unit's on, like, nearby, even if it's routing, it's still active. This is the chance with this unit still here. I don't know. Just kill him. Don't be so scared. I guess he could wait for Wisdom River if he wants, but like, I mean, you can just keep charging away and then get a charge on him. He can't actually touch you. Lu Bu realized he has almost no health. He can't go fight Defender of Empire. I would turtle these. They're turtle. Just move them towards the crossbow. You can kill this. This is a winning matchup. And then spread yourself into loose formation and kill Lu Bu. If it's one-on-one-on-one, where ability can't kill that many, Defender of Empire will win. If they're out of ammo, they can't do anything. So Joey knows. Get rid of this and then loose formation would do it. Oh, they're routing. Get out. Just kite away. Lu Bu was dismounted because he charged front into the turtle. Smoke screen. Don't have to chase these. These are pointless. You're just wasting your health. Kill Lu Bu, they all route to army loss. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't waste health here. Every health is precious to kill Lu Bu. If Lu Bu slams this group, it's over. Well, actually, it's not over, but like, that's the loss you don't want to take. Alright, let's see if he gets a clean slam. Yeah, look how much damage that does. That should have been done a long time ago. He did lose a bit of health, about 500. Lose formation. Kill these and then lose formation. You can move when you're a turtle. It doesn't immobilize you. Move into them. Joey cleaned up one. 1.7 now. Everyone's so cautious. I mean, like... He should have Wisdom River on. Okay, so it's activated. Hit him! Yes, hit him! What can he do? Hit him! Lose formation! Lose formation! Boys, lose formation! Alright, got him! Oh, Lu Bu died! One hit from Zhou Yue with Wisdom River. It's over. Wow, I can't believe this match ended like this. It was such a great combo. Liu Zhang with Lu Bu, ceasefire. And he managed to kill both officers. I mean, there's slight misplay where he didn't have a general that could have Stifling the Deluge. That's just what it is. You know, you came into battle like this, so you can't shut down Health Arrows. There was some really great play by SovietBear. You know, even when you were frozen, doomed to die, he got off the hail of arrows, took out Liu Zhang. That was pretty crucial. And then at that point, when Storm End has an unbreakable Lu Bu with 13k health at that point, I believe, he should just be targeting units that can break. One cycle of ability usage on a unit that can break that unit, cycle again, use the range on units that can actually die, not turtle units. So many arrows wasted into turtle units. And even, I mean, there's misplays on both parts. Like, in the end, your turtle standing there, you could do something. You know, you can run into those crossbow who are just literally in front of you. But, wow, what an ending. Zhou Yu comes out ahead, kills Lu Bu, who basically burned up about 12k health fighting unbreakable units. And in the end, Zhou Yu got him. It's a pretty great match. Great, yeah. Good match on both parts. I mean, sure, misplayed, but exciting. And let's see the numbers here. So, looking at the numbers, the general's amazing. Got some health arrows on the units early. He was actually invisible. Got a very clean off one on the Dongzhou Bin early on. That gave him most of the kill. I think he used it 3 times. Huang Fuzong only got a long range one in the beginning. That killed 2 people. And the highest value one where he was frozen in place, but he shot Liu Zhang. So that was great. Lu Bu was a monster. He took care of most of the unbreakable units. Unfortunately, I don't think that was the right play. Yellow Sky Heralds and the Chanter, perhaps you can cycle charge the Chanter once, but these are unbreakable. That's their value, right? They're so cheap, they're unbreakable, they have decent return damage. It takes you so much time and so much health to kill these guys that these guys should have been the target of the crossbow units. The crossbow units were untouched for the whole match, and there was nothing SovietBear could do to touch them because he lost his cavalry. And yet they pretty much emptied out their entire ammo onto turtled up spear units, which got immense value from the turtle. Unbelievable value from turtle, actually. And that's the result here. The cavalry, the number looks low, but these kills are enemy cavalry kills. Like, they were able to trade off against these 2 cavalry and prevented these 2 cavalry from doing this type of damage. And these damage here actually came when they were super low health, I think. These were charging into, like, the clump of infantry units at the end here. Yeah, it's a pretty back and forth match. Very interesting. Because it looked like Stormman had it in the bag. Lu Bu was going to be unstoppable. Very great combination of generals. Like, the combo here, even though the first use was kind of messed up because Lu Bu got frozen in place, but he quickly realized how to use it and got to use it pretty efficiently by wiping out both of the offensive general here for SovietBear. It just didn't work out in the end as Lu Bu wasted his health on a lot of these unbreakable units, and that's the result we get, as SovietBear will move on to our top 4 for the semifinals. And big round of applause to both players for giving us such an exciting match, probably the closest match we have seen so far, and obviously I think the longest match too. So that's going to be the result. We're going to come back for the final match of our round 3 tomorrow. So until then, bye.